Hello guys, how are you? This is Sumit Gupta, your trusted realtor from Sydney. So today in this video, I'm trying to address a question which every first home buyer asks. That is, what type of dwelling, what type of home they should buy. Should they buy a house and land, a detached house and land, or they should buy a townhouse or an apartment? It's not an easy answer, and there's no right and wrong because everybody is in different situation and everybody has different needs. So today in this video, I'm just going to discuss positives and negatives of each type of property, and the decision is on you then, that whichever suits you best, you can go for that. Before buying their first property, every home buyer should at least ask few questions to themselves so they can narrow down their search. Number one, for example, in which suburb they want to live. How big is their family? How much they can afford? Do you want to have sort of facilities like pool or gym? Are you willing to share them with others? Do you want to upsize or downsize in future? Do you want to do renovations? Do you want to own a land? How close you want to be to the transport and other amenities? How close you want to live with other people as a neighbor? Once you have answer for few of these questions, then you can narrow down your search to great extent, and it will help you to make a decision in a better way. So let's start with house and land. What are the pros of getting a house and land for yourself? Number one, and the biggest pro, is more space. You get more internal space and outdoor space in house as compared to apartments and townhouses. The second bigger advantage you have is more privacy. Nobody can come in and share your space, either courtyard or backyard. Whereas in apartments and in townhouses, we share the common spaces. Right now in the current market, the biggest advantage of buying a house and land, which is affecting right now the current demand, is the capital growth. The house and land sees the highest capital growth amongst all three dwellings. And that's the reason house and land prices are also skyrocketing right now, because of the higher demand and less supply. But what are the cons? Maintaining a house is definitely more expensive as compared to apartments and townhouses. It means you're going to get bigger bills. You have a higher bill of electricity, higher bill of cooling and heating equipments, and higher bill of higher water bills. Why? Because you're going to use water to water in the courtyard and backyard. The other disadvantage of house and land is that they are more expensive. Generally, the price difference in certain suburb between house and land and apartment is so high these days that people are not thinking of buying a house and land. So they either have to buy a townhouse or they have to buy a apartment. Now let's consider apartments. What are the advantages and disadvantages of having an apartment? The pros of having an apartment are the apartments are cheaper. So it means they are easy to afford, and it means you can get them with a less amount of borrowing. Second is they are more secure. Anybody who wants to get into your home, they have to go through multiple layers of security. In most of the apartments these days, you have to have a swab entry or intercom entry at the main door. Then you have to have a swab at the lift, and then they can reach at the door of your apartment. Whereas houses and townhouses are out there in open. Thirdly, they are low maintenance. In an apartment, an owner has to only take care of the units they live in. The common area, the courtyards, the outside, the amenities like lift, gym or pool, they are being maintained by strata. The next big advantage of having an apartment is amenities. Why? Because most of the apartments are situated near the transports and other amenities like shopping complex, grocery stores, etc., which is not possible all the time in case of house and land or townhouses. So if you want to live somewhere close to amenities, or if you're looking to have a low maintenance dwelling, then you can think of apartments. However, there are some of the disadvantages as well. Apartments, the parking is limited, and because of that, many people who move into the apartments, and if they have more than 2 cars, or I would say if they have the more cars than the allotted parking space, then either they have to park their car outside in the street or they have to sell their car. This second disadvantage of having an apartment is there's less space. Apartments are generally smaller and they have less internal space and less external space as compared to houses. Third, there are issues with privacy. Because there's a lot of common area and your entrance door of an apartment is close to the entrance door of other apartments, you always have some issues with noise and privacy. Depending upon the quality of build, that noise reduction can be done considerably. And the fourth is cost of strata. Now, strata is a cost which you bear or which every apartment owner bear to maintain the common areas. It's not that much if the owner association manages the strata very well. So these are the four disadvantages. The fifth disadvantage, which happens quite often, but not always, that the capital growth is not that much as in house and land. I don't consider this disadvantage because your investment in apartment is also less as compared to houses and land. The third type of dwelling I would like to discuss is townhouses, or we can say townhouses or villas. They both fall in similar categories. The first advantage which I feel the townhouses have is that they have more space, especially as compared to apartment. They have better privacy. They share the common areas, but still they have their own standalone house or standalone dwelling. The third is price. Townhouses give you a feel of living in a house and land, but they're cheaper. But there are some cons as well in townhouses. Number one, you have to share title of the land. By saying that, I mean just like an apartment, owner of a townhouse does not own the entire lot house proportionally. They share the land with other owners, and it means they have to pay the strata and other fees just like them. Second disadvantage is they have less space as compared to houses internally. Third, they have a smaller land size, which means they have a smaller backyard. Their backyard and their courtyard would not be that big as compared to houses. Third, there is no individuality. It means like in house and land, you can design your exterior as per your requirements and as per as your desire. But in townhouses look alike from outside. Internally, you can do some interior designing, renovation, whatever you want to do. But strata will make sure that all the townhouses look similar with a similar look and feel and aesthetics. So there's no individuality in townhouses. Now, which is better to invest? Look, again, you already know now all the pros and cons. They are definitely the list. If you can have a bigger list if you have all these positive and negatives. I just shared few main important ones. But if you're looking for rental yield, then apartments are better. And if you're looking for capital growth, then house and lands are better. And townhouses kind of fall in between. They have a little bit better rental yield as compared to houses, but not better than apartments. But they have a better capital growth as compared to apartments, but not as good as house and land. So now decision is yours. What do you want to do? If you have any more questions, if you want to share some more information, let's learn from each other. Please leave your comments so that we can ask these questions from one another and take our real estate journey to next level. Don't forget to click the subscribe button and stay tuned for the next video. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.